All right, let's dive into the wild world of online influencers. I mean, these people have some serious power, right? They can start huge trends, move millions of dollars. But have you ever stopped to think about what they're really selling? Is it a product? Is it an idea? Or, is it something else entirely?
Okay, just look at this. You heard that right. A plan to kidnap someone to give them money. And this is coming from one of the biggest creators on the entire planet. What in the world is going on here? Well, believe it or not, it's the start of a story about a promise that's actually crystal clear. And that story brings us to our first case study. This is a massive, viral marketing stunt from none other than YouTube superstar, Mr. Beast. And this is way more than just trying to get views. It's practically a masterclass in how you turn a simple product into a huge, unforgettable event.
So how did it work? Well, it was brilliantly simple. The whole challenge was super straightforward. The very next person to buy a Feastables chocolate bar at this one specific Walmart was gonna win. That's it. No complicated rules, no tiny print, just a direct line from buying a candy bar to a potentially life-changing prize.
So get this. The winner, this guy named Evan, gets approached the second he buys the chocolate bar. Then he's blindfolded, put in a car, and next thing he knows, he's got a duffel bag and just 60 seconds to stuff it with as much cash as he can possibly grab. It's pure spectacle, totally designed for maximum shock and excitement.
And that's really the whole point, isn't it? The winner's reaction just says it all. The promise was simple. Buy a chocolate bar, get a chance to win. The risk? A couple of bucks. But the experience was totally transparent, it was fun, and for Evan, it was absolutely life-changing. It was a marketing stunt, and everybody knew it.
But, not all influencer promises are that clean and simple. So let's kind of shift gears here, because sometimes what you're being asked to buy isn't a candy bar. It's an idea. And when that happens, the stakes can get much, much higher.
And that really brings us to the big question we're tackling today. When an influencer isn't just selling a physical product, but they're selling advice, especially financial advice, how does that change things? What are you actually risking?
So for our second case study, we're going to look at a critique of a regional crypto influencer, Ricard Zaka. And right away, you can see the difference. The product here isn't a snack, it's financial advice in the super volatile world of cryptocurrency.
Now, this is where the critique gets really interesting. The source alleges that the influencer pushes MXC, which is the 10th ranked crypto exchange, instead of Binance, which is number 1. And the reason, according to the source? Well, they claim MXC pays influencers to promote them, while Binance doesn't. And that, of course, raises a huge potential conflict of interest. Is the advice based on what's best, or is it based on who's paying?
Their critique also brings up this term dummy funds. So the allegation here is that when the influencer does these live trading demos, the money he's using isn't even his. It's supposedly provided by the exchange itself. That would mean he's not personally risking any of his own money, which is probably not something the audience who is using their own money is aware of.
This source also says there's a specific pattern to the advice. Bold predictions are made for certain dates. If one happens to be right, you get the big "I told you so." But if the prediction is wrong, the source claims it's just never, ever mentioned again. And this critique is kind of backed up by pointing out that the influencer's own crypto coin, the 10up coin, reportedly failed.
Okay, so now we have two totally different examples of influencer marketing. One is this huge, fun giveaway. The other is a serious critique of financial advice. Let's put them right next to each other to really see what's going on here. And wow, this table just lays it all out, doesn't it? With Mr. Beast, the product is a chocolate bar. Your risk is super low, whatever the candy costs. The call to action is simple: buy this. And the whole thing is a totally transparent marketing stunt. With the crypto advice, the product is trust in his guidance. Your risk is incredibly high. I mean, it could be your life savings. And the call to action is, trust me, all based on what the source alleges is a hidden partnership.
At the end of the day, it really boils down to this one crucial difference. Mr. Beast is selling a chocolate bar, and he's using an amazing spectacle to do it. But the crypto influencer, at least according to this critique, is selling something way more valuable and honestly way more fragile: trust.
So what does this all mean for you? Well, as someone who watches all this content, it's so important to always ask yourself two simple questions. First, what's the actual product being sold here? Is it a thing I can hold, or is it an idea? And second, what am I, the viewer, really risking if I follow this advice?
And that leaves us with one last big thought to chew on. In this whole economy that's built on getting and keeping our attention, where our clicks and our trust are basically the currency, maybe the biggest question we should be asking is this: who or what is the real product being sold?
Something to think about. Thanks for joining me.